Welcome here today, ladies and gentlemen, to the Pocono Organics 325, race number 3 for the NASCAR Cup Series here on our custom schedule season in the Chase for 8 with Jimmy Johnson. 2 for 2 so far to start the season. No qualifying, no practice for this race as well, so this could be a very tough one here at Pocono, knowing that it is a shorter race to come from the back to the front. In fact, in mileage this year, it's the shortest race of the season, 325, I guess, outside of the Phoenix races, but this race is going to fly by, let me tell you. So we don't have much time to go from the back to the front, but we're going to try to get it done anyway. So without further ado, we're going to hop right on in for the Pocono Organics 325. Ryan Newman, the Rocket Man, on the pole once again. John Hunter Nemechek failed inspection. He will start at the rear, and that's why Johnson will be starting 39th despite not qualifying for the race here today. Here we go. Ryan Newman leads the field to the green flag. We're underway at Pocono, the lone race at Pocono on the season. Back to the 550 horsepower race tracks, at least for this one, before we go to our first road course race of the season to follow up later on. A doubleheader of action, both Cup Series races, 3 wide into turn 1, making some passes already. Very tough racetrack to pass. Tim Lambert, welcome to the stream. Into turn 2, very, very tight right now. Loose off of turn 2, so that's going to keep Jimmy Johnson to the inside. Denny Hamlin side by side with Newman for the lead off of turn number 3. Stenhouse gets the advantage on Johnson there. Couldn't tell who led the first lap. It was either Denny Hamlin or Ryan Newman, but look at the straightaway speed in this 48 car. Big run in the draft off of Michael McDowell. 3 wide into 1. Sending it, and this car is not tight rolling in. It rolls in fine. It just feels like it's really tight middle off. But we're making passes in the back of the pack up to 27th already for Jimmy Johnson. Really trying to get a feel for things. Wow, that car did not want to stick at all through turn 2. Pass on the outside before they got into turn 3 for Justin Haley on Corey LaJoie. McDowell's got a good run off of turn 3. He's going to look to the inside. Johnson has more straightaway speed in the car. So that's good to see that we've got the straightaway speed for today's race. We just got to get the cornering down. As the run moves on, the car should loosen up and come into play later on. Arc the corner off a lot better through turn number 1 there. Still a little tight on exit. Almost made contact with Ty Dillon off of turn 3. That was a close call. And now a bump draft from Eric Almirola. It's going to help us clear Ty Dillon. Barely keeping clear of the 10 car there. Bobby Carter had a great run. Finished 8th at Dover yesterday for the rookie. Running outside the top 20 early on here today at Pocono. Another push from Almirola trying to help out the 48. And that's going to allow us to clear Carter. Almirola still looking to the inside. Push looked like it helped us more than it helped him though. Clearing Justin Haley down the Long Pond straightaway, the longest straightaway in NASCAR. Oh, into the back of Eric Jones there in the center, turns 1 and 2. Uh-oh, 3 wide up the middle. Oh, man, what a move by Johnson on Eric Jones and Bubba Wallace. And look, Eric Almirola behind trying to follow also. Johnson very tight in turn 2. Gives the position back to Jones and Austin Dillon. That really broke the momentum of Eric Almirola, who had another good run through the center of turn 2 for the time being as well. Holden Mason, welcome to the stream. Yeah, 2 weeks ago. I know, it's crazy. It's crazy. That was a really, really big dive. And it didn't work out for us too well. Well, we're getting the speed off the exit of the corners. If the car could just come in, it's going to take a little bit over the course of this longer run. Big side draft there on Eric Jones. Kind of get away from him slightly. Diving it off to the apron in turn 2. Oh, a little contact off of turn 2. About shot this 48 car to the inside. Kind of got into Eric Jones slightly there. And Almirola is finally able to get the position. Big run, trying to get out of the draft now. All the way to the inside of the Long Pond straightaway. That's going to allow us to clear Eric Jones and Eric Almirola for position. 130 laps total in this race today. 325 miles. Lap 6 already in this one. Austin Dillon pulls out of line. Johnson pulls even further. Contact with Austin Dillon, and around he goes. Dillon piling up now, back off of turn 2. No caution. 2 RCR cars involved there. Tyler Reddick and Austin Dillon. Jimmy barely missed it. We kind of set Dillon off into the corner, and I'm surprised there was no caution there. Heat 5 Pocono is either 160 or 140. No, it's actually 140 or 130. It's 130 for the Pocono Organics 325, which we're running today. And if I were to pick the Pocono 350, then it would be 140 laps. There was contact that ensued to that wreck about a lap ago with Austin Dillon, and he couldn't quite make the save in the center of turn 2. Just tapped him on the left rear, and that's all it takes, is just that slight bit of contact. Oh, contact there with Cole Custer, 3 wide middle. Bowman trying to help the 48 car out. Teammates still 3 wide. And a block now on Busher all the way down. Busher still trying to get around us. We're going to hold clear. Johnson up to 14th. Car's still really tight. Busher's going to get another shot at us. Off of turn 1, there he is. Side by side. Again, very surprised there was no caution for that wreck for Austin Dillon down into the inside wall. So he will have to make a green flag stop if he can get that car back out onto the racetrack. If not, it might have been a DNF perhaps as well. We barely missed him turning down, and look at that run. Big side draft by Busher, and he clears us on the outside. Power move by Chris Busher off of turn 3. Johnson trying to get back in the draft again, though. Look at the run again for this 48 car. Busher might try the crossover. Off of turn 1, couldn't quite get to our back bumper. About 13.5 seconds off the lead, 9 laps in. About 38 to 41 laps will be the pit window for today's race at Pocono. That will likely make for a 3 pit stop race. Yeah, they were both 160 last year. They were both 160 last year because both Pocono races were 400 miles. They shortened the lengths because they had planned on them running a double header. So that's why they shortened the lengths for both races. Matt Kenseth, Ryan Blaney, bumper to bumper, battling for 12th. Johnson tries to close the gap. Not quite in the draft of Kenseth there. Kenseth trying to the outside through turn 2, and he almost got there. Big run for Jimmy off of turn 2, though. Look at that move. Got to pass Kenseth. Now looking to the inside of Blaney into turn 3. You can definitely see the cars coming alive as we are going to clear Blaney off of 3. Trying to break the draft to the inside now. Down the Long Pond straightaway again. Fastest lap of the race that time for Johnson. Car is definitely coming in now. Can we go 3 for 3 to start the season? Mr. Brick, welcome to the stream. Who I think will win at Kentucky? Kyle Busch on the pole. So my predictions video came out. It was supposed to come out last night. It didn't get uploaded until this morning, so sorry for that. So that's why I keep referring in the video to tomorrow a lot. Because everything was good to go yesterday. Just didn't upload in time. So ended up uploading about 8 o'clock or so this morning. So I do have my prediction for who I think is going to win and who's on my fantasy team again as usual out. So you guys can look at that. Holden, the next race will be at Sonoma, and it will be coming up about 15 minutes after the conclusion of this race. Enough time for me to get ready in between streams. I'll be qualifying for that race, so that'll be... the stream will start about 15 minutes after the end of this stream. But we'll show qualifying for that Sonoma race. Chase Elliott in 11th place right now, virtually all by himself. 3.5 seconds ahead of him is the 10th place driver, Kyle Busch. Not quite halfway through the run yet. We've still got plenty of time. And you can tell we're running faster and faster laps as the run carries on. We were 13.5 seconds back at the most, and now we're about 12 seconds off the lead. Big run off of turn 1. Easily going to pass Chase Elliott. He'll let us... Johnson up to 11th. Definitely going to be a track position strategy kind of race, with it being very difficult to pass here. More so in the short runs. Our car's definitely coming in on the longer runs, so we should be able to make passes there. But knowing that this is going to be 3 pit stops here today, and there might not be that many cautions, because we saw Austin Dillon go for a spin off of turn 2 into the inside retaining wall, and there was no caution there. So what will that mean for the rest of the race as far as strategy is concerned? Yep, thanks there, Mr. Brick. Thanks there, Tim. No problem. I will never fault you for leaving a stream to go watch another one of my videos. I'm A-okay with that. Jacob Westbrook, welcome to the stream also. Keselowski, Kyle Busch battling for 9th place, allowing Johnson to close in there. Haven't been able to get anywhere within reach of the lead so far. Busch to the inside of Keselowski off of turn 2 for 9th. He's going to have a shot and have the advantage to the inside into 3. Keselowski gives him a ton of room. Busch slides up and clear. off of turn 3. Kyle Busch up to 9th. Keselowski back to 10th, and here comes Johnson down the Long Pond straightaway in the draft to Keselowski. Saw there was a car up and smoked the last couple laps on pit road. That was a power move into turn 1. 2-for-1 special. Johnson blowing by Keselowski on the straightaway and clearing Kyle Busch off of turn 1. Kurt Busch in 8th place just in front of us, followed by Clinton Boyer about another half a second or so in front of him. Big run to the inside of Kurt. Big side draft. Perfectly done. No contact. And clear before we get into turn 3. Kurt tried the outside there to get us back, and there was just no chance. This car is definitely coming alive. It took about 12 or so laps before we started clicking off faster and faster lap times, but ever since, this car has definitely gotten fast. Challenging Boyer into turn 1, going to make the pass. Logano in 6th. William Byron with a great run early in 5th, right behind Harvick, looking for the 4th spot. We get enough long runs in this race, that is definitely going to help us out in trying to win this thing. Big run off of turn 2, 3 wide. Oh, almost made contact with the 24 of Byron. Gonna clear both Byron and Harvick before we get into 3. What a move up the middle. Looked like Byron was gonna go up, try to side draft the 4 of Kevin Harvick as we were coming down to go in between them. Two Hendrick Chevrolets almost got together. Sterling Dixon, welcome to the stream. Martin Truex Jr. in 3rd, Hamlin in 2nd. That will leave the pole sitter Ryan Newman in the race lead right now. No clean air anymore. Lap traffic is up ahead. Truex has about a 3-second difference between him and 2nd place Denny Hamlin. That was our fastest lap of the race, 19 laps into the run. 54.366 that last time. Big run on Truex. Coming up on lap cars as well. Will side draft get away using the lap cars as a pick? Johnson up to 3rd. Strong start to the year for Ryan Newman. 4th in the points coming into today after the first 2 races, and now leading most of, if not all, the laps so far early on in this one. Being ran down by Denny Hamlin for the moment, though. He kind of missed turn 3 there. A little higher entry, getting back into the gas decently, though. Gonna alternate through the cameras for the first time today. To the outside of Corey LaJoy. Robbie Dixon, welcome to the stream. I think it's Chase Elliott to win today. Oh, Hamlin got caught behind Ty Dillon. Easily going to give Jimmy Johnson 2nd place, and here we go. 2 lap cars right in front of Ryan Newman. It's like John Hunter Nemechek and Quinn Houff, and they're side by side with nowhere for Newman to go. Johnson to the bottom, 3 wide for the lead. I don't think we led that lap, but we are going to clear Ryan Newman down the Long Pond straightaway. Jimmy Johnson to the lead for the first time today at Pocono officially when we get back to the start-finish line next time by. You see, by the way, we're using the controller today. We will for the next race at Sonoma also. Caution for the first time today. So caution is out right as Jimmy Johnson takes the lead at the start-finish line. Looks like the caution might be on Truex because he's not pitting and everybody else is. Well, Blaney's not pitting either, so maybe it's him. I don't know. Interesting calls here. Quinn Houff will get the free pass in 34th. And Truex is pitting now. So Blaney might have been the cause of that caution. This is a tough decision on whether we want to pit or not. I think we're going to stay out and keep the track position. We're faster when we have this amount of laps on the tires because we are really slow the first 12 laps of the run. Once we build the air pressure up, the car starts to loosen up slightly. It looks like Blaney stayed out too, so the top two stayed out for track position, and everybody behind us will be on fresher tires. Green flag back in the air here at Pocono, with Johnson and Blaney on the front row. Beating Blaney to fourth gear. Look at the run. We're going to clear Blaney going into turn one. Great restart. Blaney jumps to the bottom. Oh, and we missed turn one. Johnson into the wall. Byron to the lead. Wow, Blaney got freight train on the top there. We just absolutely missed turn one. And I think this would have worked out better if we could have held the clean air, but that doesn't look like it's going to be the case. Almost slid up into Newman, barely holding on, and look at Boyer's run to the inside. Kurt Busch all the way to the top. Johnson getting freight train on the restart. Big side draft there on Kurt Busch again, down the Long Pond straightaway. Harvick looking for the lead now on William Byron. Just didn't quite get back into the gas soon enough there. I think we could have. What happened to the Xfinity Series? So the game keeps crashing on me when I try to get into the Xfinity Series races on the Custom Championship. So, yeah, until they get another patch. I already tweeted at them about the problem. I haven't gotten a reply back, so I don't know how long it's going to take. But yeah, we just ran our fastest lap of the race there that last time, so we're definitely faster on these older tires. More than halfway through the run. Yeah, I'm not going to spin anybody. But, yeah, so that's the issue with the Xfinity Series. I would like to get back to the Xfinity Series tomorrow night. But it looks like we're going to be Truck Series racing the next couple days while I'm at work during the day, unfortunately. I mean, Truck Series isn't bad. It's just I really want to get the Xfinity Series going because we're falling behind on it. A dive into turn 3 on the inside of Kurt Busch. Can't look at the side draft. Kurt Busch got off of turn 3. Unbelievable. Just ran our fastest lap of the race again in the draft now behind Kurt. Clear. Oh, look at the bump draft. Off of turn 1, Kurt Busch setting us high, almost into the wall. Loosened us up with the bump draft. Big side draft here. Once again. Trying to cross him over. Look at that power move. Great battle going on for 5th between Kurt Busch and Jimmy Johnson. Clear. Kurt going to try the crossover again. Seems to be better in turn 3. We're better in turn 2. Trying to side draft him back down the Long Pond straightaway. This is a heck of a battle. But this is bringing Keselowski back into the mix now. All the way to the apron, trying to get the run. Oh, man. On the left rear, another big side draft, and here comes Keselowski. Keselowski wants in the battle now. Johnson, a deep dive into 3. Oh no, kind of clipped the grass. That shot us up the track. Drove it in too deep. Keselowski takes over 6th. Well, you can't say we didn't try. But if Keselowski starts battling with Kurt Busch, the battle will not be over for us to try and catch him either. Boy, Blaney's really fallen off. Doesn't quite have the long run car we do. On the outside of Keselowski now. Just clearing in to cut down underneath Kurt Busch for 2nd place into 2. Clear. Oh, but into the wall that holds up Kurt Busch. He tries to push us and help us out. And Keselowski almost got a 2-for-1 special into 3, and he did. Oh, to the back bumper. Slide job from Keselowski. Now he's got 5th. So what turned into an epic 2-car battle for 5th place is now a 3-car battle. That was a big bump draft there from Kurt. Kurt Busch gave us a huge shot down the Long Pond straightaway. And look at the run we got on Keselowski. Johnson back to 5th place again. And now Brad's going to give Johnson a push off of turn number 1. Welcome back, Tim. I think we made the good strategy call staying out there. I think we would have lost too many spots if we pitted. Especially the track position being the name of the game today. Heck of a 3-car battle for the lead right now between William Byron, Ryan Newman, and Kevin Harvick. Oh, into the wall off of turn 1. Kurt Busch, Keselowski side by side for 6th. Looked like we were slowly gaining on Boyer until we messed up the exit of turn 1. Got back into the gas just a little too soon. We got back into the gas too soon off of 3, and we're going to hit the wall there. And of any corner to really mess up, I think turn 3 is the worst corner that you could mess up. Simply because of the Long Pond straightaway being the longest straightaway in NASCAR. You're going to lose a ton of time there, so that was not a good lap, messing up turn 1 and 3. That's the thing, the car is faster with older tires, but it gets a lot harder to handle. It's pretty loose on us. We're 5 seconds off the lead. The good news is, with this being a long racetrack and being on a different pit strategy than the leaders after that first caution of the race, I got back into the gas too soon in turn 2 also. See the damage on the right front of the race car after hitting the wall a couple times now. Oh wow, very loose. Got a little too much of the apron there through turn 1. Easy back to the gas. Yep, doing back-to-back. We got Sonoma after this, exactly. That was a perfect corner through turn 2. Way to use the apron that time. Just under 5 seconds up the lead still. At least that 3-car battle for the lead is intense enough that they're able to get this 48 car, try and chip back into it again. Problem is, we're going to have to pit here in about 5 laps. Being on a little bit different pit strategy. But we should be able to hold on to the lead lap with a 4-tire stop. So if a caution were to come out again, we could stay out again and get the track position back. It's a big dive to the bottom. And a great pass on Clint Boyer now for 4th place. We go back to the normal camera. 95 laps to go at Pocono. Do I do Streamlabs on live streams? I'm not sure. No, I don't think I do. No. Looks like Ryan Newman's got the race lead side by side for second between Harvick and Byron. Byron's having a good run here early on. He's been in the top 5 pretty much all day. Jimmy Johnson's only led 4 laps in this one. All of them under caution. So we have not led a green flag lap yet. Oh, back in the gas a little too soon there in turn 1. So I'm 12th or 13th, 12th and 13th in trending on gaming. Is that for this live stream right now, or is it for like the Daytona 500 and other videos that I put out? That's pretty cool. Yeah, I never really thought about something like that. That'd be pretty awesome. William Byron up to second, and oh, Byron clips the grass off of turn 3. And I think that broke his momentum. I don't think he's going to be able to do it unless Harvick gives him some help. Now we're about 2 laps away from our green flag stop. And I want this to play out. I want this to be a green flag run to get the track position back. Because if a caution comes out, then we'll all pit at the same time. And it's just going to spoil the strategy game that we've got going for us. Byron still looking at Newman. He's going to take it deep into turn 3 again. Newman leaves the door open, and now we've got a 4-car battle for the lead off of turn 3. And back to the line. Byron looking for it. Johnson all the way to the bottom. Fastest lap of the race coming at the end of the run. Byron to the bottom. Johnson to the top for second. Now to the outside of Newman for the lead. Almost made contact off of turn 1. Big side draft from Johnson and a block. Byron still back there. Jimmy Johnson to the lead at Pocono. Can we lead our first green flag lap at the line, assuming we don't have to pit this time? Try to stay out one more lap. Yeah, we should be able to stay out one more lap. So at the line, second lead for Johnson today. And the first green flag lap led on lap 40 here at Pocono. Oh, Dover Livestream got it. It's strange that the Daytona one isn't up there from the other night. Hey, Starklight, welcome to the stream. No problem, just 40 laps in here, A Starklight. It is a very short race though, so we're pushing it on fuel off of turn 2 here. We just got one more corner to get through and we will hit pit road for the first time today. We had 4 caution laps in there, remember. Definitely helped us stretch it this far. Austin Blaney are the only 2 to stay out of the pits. Not sure what the pit road speed limit is. 55 will be the speed limit. Could have taken it in a little deeper. Not going to repair damage. Try to save as much time as we can. 4 fresh tires and a full tank of fuel coming. No adjustments. Car's pretty good on the long run. I'm worried if I loosen it up to help the short run a little bit, it's going to hurt it more on the long run. So we're just going to keep it the way it is. It's good enough to handle. Martinsville Truck Race is on there too. Awesome. I have to start looking at that more, honestly. I never really bothered to ever look at that. 15.9 second pit stop. Gonna come back out onto the track. So yes, we are on the lead lap. I figured we would stay on the lead lap, cycling through pit stops. Blaney's really fallen back over the course of this run. He almost went a lap down. He is likely gonna pit this next time by. I don't see him being able to take it any longer. So Blaney and Johnson on the same pit strategy. We'll have to see if this will work out over the course of the race. We were only able to lead 1 green flag lap off of it, but at least we got to the lead by the time we had to pit, so it did work out perfectly. We had about a second to a second and a half lead when we came to pit road. We just got to battle a tight car for about a dozen laps, and then if we get a caution from that point on, I think we'll be okay. We just needed to stay green at least another 12 laps or so to get this car in a rhythm. So at this point, we still have 2 more pit stops to make. We can't make it on just 1 more stop unless we get enough cautions as well. But they're going to have to be spaced out. But the good news is, even though the car's tighter and not as fast here, we have fresh tires versus the rest of the field. So that has to play some sort of an advantage. So again, being off strategy, I think is going to help us quite a bit. So get around Reddick on the outside off of turn 3 that time. Angel, welcome to the stream. Ryan Priest, Ricky Stenhouse, 2 of the JTG Doherty cars in front of us. Oh, Priest barely left enough room. About stuffed us in the wall there for a second. So we fly by Priest and Stenhouse off of turn 1. Justin Haley, Bobby Carter. Or no, this is Christopher Bell, not Bobby Carter. There's so many rookies that it's really difficult to try and map out who's who. I'm sure we'll get better at that as the season goes on. Uh, 17 cars, Chris Buescher. Chris Buescher's racing for Roush Fenway. Stenhouse moved to the 47 for JTG Doherty, and they moved Ryan Priest to the 37. So Priest is still with the same team, just different car number. And I think that's it. The 37 was originally driven by Busher, so yeah, it was basically a team swap at that point. So all three of those guys just kind of rotated cars in the off season. Big run on the outside of Custer, keeping that clean air, trying to, well, as clean of air as we can with Eric Jones in front of us. All right, no problem there, Jacob. I love strategy. I mean, it honestly, like, I like strategy races if they're good, like really good strategy calls. I love those kind of races just as much as I like, you know, hard back-to-back racing. Do I want strategy races all the time? No, but it is nice for a change-up from time to time. I think that's why I enjoy Pocono probably more than what most people do. That's kind of a race that we have today, too, honestly, with the car we've got. It's not capable of winning on a non-strategy call, but we are definitely capable of winning this race with the strategy we've got going for us so far. I think it's good that we had that one caution about halfway through the opening run of the race that we were able to do this. You have 95 as well, 41 plus. Yep. Definitely plan on being a NASCAR fan for a long time. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be hard for something to change that. So here's Austin Dillon for 18th. The next closest car is Eric Almirola in 17th. Ooh, Dillon tried to fight back there, but still barely cleared him off the exit of the corner. Good fight, though, for Austin Dillon to be in the teens right now. Remember, he went for a spin, hit the inside retaining wall hard. I think when he pit, he might have just repaired damage only, was able to get that car back on the track without falling a lap down, because this car looks clean. So that's pretty impressive for Austin Dillon to get back up as far as he is, and maybe another caution. You never know, if he could bring that car back to the top 10, that's an incredible performance. We were only about 4 or 5 laps into the race when he went for that spin. How long do I think I will do YouTube? As long as I could see. I'd love to make this a full-time job, honestly. Earn enough money off of it. If I end up making more money doing this than what I am at work, I would, at some point in time, I'd love to do it full-time. And then hopefully by doing it full-time, it gives me even better opportunity to maybe get a broadcasting gig as I get older, because I'm still pretty young. So I mean, as far as I could see, I would end up doing YouTube. So that's pretty much kind of my game plan with this whole thing. Now that it's getting traction and going somewhere, it's almost looking more and more feasible, I guess, as the days wind on. So it's pretty cool. I'm having a lot of fun with it, obviously, too. So if I wasn't having fun with it, I wouldn't do it. It's a lot of fun. Something I can look forward to every day is doing one of these, if not two, like we are today, full race live streams. So pretty good stuff. Oh, Almirola tried to make the move to the bottom. Oh man, he checked up right in front of us and we were just able to get out of the way in time. How about Daniel Suarez in 16th? That is a great run for Gaunt Brothers. I guess now he's back to 17th since we passed him. Almirola is probably trying to get around him too. I think Eric's got a fast car. He's just getting caught in traffic. Wrong place at the wrong time kind of thing. Lap 50, we're about 28.5 seconds off the lead. But again, once the rest of the field pits, if they have to make a green flag stop, we will cycle back in as the race leader. And we are almost a dozen laps into the run. We're about 10 laps into this second tire stint of the race. You can feel the car slowly coming in. Still a little on the tighter side. We'll give it about another 2 to 3 laps and it'll be getting better and better and better. I mean, it slowly is getting better, but we're still in the 55-second lap barriers. We'll start running 54-second times consistently for the rest of the run in a few laps. Still a little tight there in turn 2. $79 laps to go. Halfway mark in this race will be at 65 laps left, so we're not quite there yet. Finally catching Chase Elliott here. Yeah, the car's definitely getting faster and faster. And again, with these guys on older tires too, definitely playing a big factor. Ty Dillon tried to get as much of a draft off of us as he could as we got around him. Ooh, Quinn Half ran a little off the bottom there. I was going to get around him on the top. I wasn't thinking he was going to give us that kind of room. It's nice enough to do it though. A-Star Light, nice. Birthday's coming up soon, so thanks for that. I don't know why I said thanks. Happy early birthday. That's what I meant to say. I don't know why I said thanks. $77 laps remain. Currently 9 people watching. Thanks for everybody tuning in. I'm sure we'll get, whoa, more and more viewers. We got really loose. It probably didn't look as bad as it actually felt, but we had to get on the brakes a little harder there in the center of turn 1. Caught a little too much of the apron. Sometimes you're good on the apron through turn 1. Sometimes you're not. Doesn't stick as well as turn 2. Gonna get around Alex Bowman for 12th. Johnson mowing the field down right now. Despite only leading 5 laps total in this race and only 1 green flag lap. Three wide, Busher on the outside of Gase. That's going to allow us to get around Busher as well. with Gase being a much slower car, but into the wall up at turn 1, and Buescher's coming back. I'll give him the top side. Well, we're going to have him clear anyway. It looks like his run canceled out there the closer he got to our back bumper. Kyle Busch barely clinging on to a top 10 position for now, as we're about to get around him pretty soon for that 10th spot. Keselowski was battling for 5th place there for a while. He's fallen back to 9th. And once we get around him, he'll be back to 10th. Bottom barely open. It looked like Keselowski was going to try to throw the block. I think he was protecting the top. We're going to get around him easily too. We just got so much more fresh tires than the rest of the field right now. It's playing a big factor. You'd have to assume that the rest of the field is going to hit pit road fairly soon, as these guys have roughly 35 laps on their tires. Field runs about 38 to 41 laps, so they're probably going to be pitting here in a couple laps. Wonder if there might be any tire blowouts coming out here to maybe bring out a caution before that. 74 to go. Welcome back there, Starlin. Kurt Busch in front of us now in 7th. He's lost a couple spots here since the early going to the restart as well. About to lose another one. Johnson up to 7. Another almost 5 seconds to Bowyer, and we're 7 seconds behind the 5th place Logano. Logano's slowly moving up through the field. Maybe he's got a longer run car as well. Missed turn 2. You saw that a little bit of a wobble getting into turn 2. And I think that kind of messed us up a little bit. Left side's on the apron again. That time it just shoved us straight up the track though. It didn't really loosen us up as much. Kind of tightened us up that time, but that worked out almost okay because we were able to get to the outside of Reddick off of turn 1, and we are finally catching Bowyer. He's the next car in front of us, only about a second out ahead. Turn 2 is our best corner also. We're going to gain a ton of time there. Trying to go 3 for 3 to start the season for Jimmy Johnson. Haven't led a lot of laps today, but the strategy call, will it be the strategy to try and get the win? Caution. Well, so much for that. Caution's out for the second time today with 72 laps to go, now 71. Ryan Newman in the lead. We're probably going to stay out. Justin, no, it looks like Eric Jones will get the free pass in 21st. Blaney's cut a lap down, so he's just going to pit. So that pit strategy didn't work out as well for Blaney. Looks like Ross Chastain, David Reagan are the 2 cars out of the race, and I wonder if that caution right there might have knocked somebody else out. We're going to stay out of the pits just like we did last time. Try to keep the track position. We didn't fall outside of the top 6. And our car is better with more laps on our tires as the air pressure builds up. So similar situation to where you saw the first caution fall, and that was right before the field was going to pit, because I don't think they could have gone more than another 1 or 2 laps. So perfect timing there for them. Green flag is back in the air here at Pocono. 68 laps to go. Jimmy Johnson leads the field to the green. And another good restart. We're going to pull ahead of Brian Newman. And look at the run by Byron. The 2 Hendrick cars were lined up on the inside on the restart. We didn't overrun turn 1 that time like we did the last time from the lead. But here comes the run from William. Byron just going to block him off, and here comes Newman on the top. Newman with a head of steam. He's got Harvick as drafting help behind him. Trying to side draft that 6 car. Ryan Newman, and here comes Byron up the middle. What a move for second place. Denny tried to follow him. Oh, a little contact with Hamlin. Oh, and now Busher gets into us up the hill into Keselowski. Really bad ping pong effects there. It's going to jostle everybody back, and that knocks Johnson back to 13th. A lot worse of a restart than what we had the last time. How about Suarez up to 12th? Keselowski lost a lot of spots there too. Getting bounced around. Byron found his way back to second, and that did not work out as well as it did last time. Just on that left rear of Suarez. Big run by Kyle Busch. We're going to hold him off for now. Back to the inside of Suarez again. Now into turn 3. Kyle Busch with a nice little push there. It kind of loosened us up, but it did help us clear Suarez at the same time. Got the straightaway speed. We're able to get on by Kyle anyway by the time we get into turn 1. 200 miles an hour into turn 1 here at Pocono. Keselowski held us up off of turn 1 there. Marley Good, welcome to the stream. This might not be very well if we can't clear Kyle Busch into turn 2. We're going to have to let the 18 car go and try to cross him over, because we had a heck of a run off of turn 2. That was a great call. 3 wide, and we're going to clear Kyle Busch back before we get into turn 3. Textbook crossover. Busch gets tight, trying to side draft the 2 of Keselowski on the top. Oh, and speaking of tight, we almost got into the side of the 2. Busch trying to help us out, and here comes Truex. Benedetto had a good run as well there. Nice bump draft from Kyle Busch to the back of the 48 of Johnson. Now to the inside of Kenseth for 10th into turn 1 again. Truex to the back bumper. He was running 3rd early on. He fell behind somehow, some way, but he's trying to come back. Heck of a bump draft to the 48 car. Down the 2nd longest straightaway going into turn 2. Barely holding off Truex. He almost got around us on the outside. He could have gotten to that right rear corner panel. I think he could have side drafted us enough to get on by us, but just wasn't able to get it done there. Getting the power down again. Truex is there. Trying to hold on to the top 10 is Johnson. And Truex will complete the pass to get into the top 10 once again. Might have a little more straightaway speed though down the 2nd longest straightaway. We had that higher line. We got off the corner real well. Plus in the draft to Martin Truex Jr. in the 19 car. So that is going to get the 48 of Johnson to look to the inside again. And still to the inside off the exit of the corner. He almost cleared us, but not quite. Sending it off into turn 3. Truex gets the car to rotate a little bit better. Still side by side and clear off of turn 3. Truex hangs on. We both try to catch up to the 88 of Bowman. just past halfway, 63 laps to go. Big dive into one. Oh, losing the grip just a little bit. Kept it from sliding into Bowman. Trying to get up near the 19 car again, and he clears again. Big side draft, big pull. And a big run out of the inside of Bowman for 9th into turn 2. Clear, but into the wall. And that's going to check the entire outside up. Bowman and Kyle Busch. Truex gets by for 9th. Bowman was the big loser there. Now trying to block Kyle Busch all the way to the bottom to break the draft. But Busch is getting one heck of a run. And he's going to use that run to get right by Keselowski down the Long Pond straightaway. How about Chris Buescher in 8th place? For now, at least, Truex is stalking him for the position. We try to pull Kyle Busch off of turn 1. Heck of a race here at Pocono today. We had a pretty good race at Dover for the most part yesterday. Daytona 500 was spectacular. Arguably the second best race we've seen so far this season in the first 3. Ooh, Truex got a little loose into the corner. So did Jimmy, though. Still going to clear the 19. Look at how high he is going. And now a bump draft. Down the Long Pond straightaway, we were able to clear him for 8th. And that bump draft helped us really pull the 17. Again, the only time we go to Pocono this season. Great run through turn 2. Fastest lap of the race, 53.986. I don't think we ran a 53-second lap all day long until there. And now clear of Kurt Busch through turn 1. Oh, washing up the hill, though. Kurt is going to have a shot at the crossover. Not quite. He almost got there. He's still closing in, though. He got off the corner pretty well. He's going to give us a bump draft instead to try and use a little teamwork. The 2 Camaros to try and catch up to the Mustang of Clint Boyer. Great run through 2 again, and now for 6th place goes Jimmy Johnson. And clear off of turn 3. I think they were just going 3 wide for 2nd place up there between Byron, Harvick, and Hamlin. Ryan Newman's looked like the class of the field for the most part today. There's sometimes he can't get off as well on the restart, but you can tell that time he had that huge run on the outside to overtake us, and he has not looked back since. He's got a big gap over 2nd. They all battle it out, and that's allowing Logano in 5th place to catch him as well. So the only problem I'm seeing with this strategy, now that we're getting closer to the end of the race, is that we are still going to have to pit 2 times. And the rest of the field can make it on 1 more stop because they all pitted under that last caution. So it's helping us in track position and speed, but we're going to be about 8 to 10 laps short on fuel. And that is way too much to save, so we just got to keep running out. The only thing we can hope for if it stays green to the finish is that... I'm trying to think here. So if it stays green to the finish, we can maybe short pit. Split it in half, or maybe right sides only. That second stop, and hopefully we have a big enough of a lead we can get back out in front of the rest of the field. We've only had 2 cautions today. Braden and Thompson, welcome to the stream. Yeah, this is going to be interesting. Big run on Joey Logano for 5th. Nice side draft getting into turn 2 and clear off the exit of the corner. Big run now. Hamlin and Harvick really side drafted for 3rd. 3 wide now. And shooting the gap for 2nd place on Byron into turn 3. Jimmy Johnson passes 4 cars on that lap. Harvick tries to follow Johnson through for 3rd to get past Byron himself. 56 to go. Johnson 2.5 seconds off the lead in 2nd place behind Newman. Holden, I do not play NASCAR Heat 4 anymore. I actually traded that game in once I bought NASCAR Heat 5, so... Had the physical copy of both of these games now. Heat 4, Heat 5. 9 times out of 10 I get a physical copy. I don't know, something about it. Become so accustomed to going into a game store to get the game. Second and a half off the lead, 55 to go. So we are chipping into that lead on Ryan Newman. We're running fast lap times at the end of the run again. We get a couple cautions, we might be able to make it on one more stop, but I think we need 2 cautions to do it. At least 2, maybe even 3. But Newman's in danger of losing his lead again to Jimmy Johnson. But it won't be for long before the 48 car has to hit pit road for our 2nd pit stop of the race. Newman leads that lap. Big run down the Long Pond straightaway. In the draft of Newman to the inside for the lead into turn 1. Johnson overtakes the 6 of Newman. Over. No, he cannot. Jimmy Johnson officially will be back in the lead at the line next time by. We'll have a few more laps before we have to pit. One lap car way off in the distance. Still got a little bit to catch him, so we've got the clean air advantage on Newman. Got the faster car at this point in the run. We'll brush off the wall off of 3. Won't hurt anything though. 53 to go. Lead change there that time at the line. So this is the 3rd time Johnson has led in the race. But it's only the 2nd green flag lap that we have led all day long. So again, we have not led many laps. In fact, we have led 6 laps total under caution, and now just 2 under green. We should lead a couple more before we have to hit pit road. Maybe get that number to double digits. 52 to go. Definitely low on fuel. We'll see if we can maybe take it one more lap. Our largest lead of the race by far, 3 seconds now ahead of Ryan Newman. We should be able to take it one more lap. Just like we did on that opening run. 3 wide towards the top on Corey LaJoie and Quinn Houth. Put them both another lap down. 21 drivers currently on the lead lap here today. So we're going to pit this time by. We've taken care of our tires really well today. A lot better that run than what we did the run before. So Jimmy Johnson will hit pit road. 55 miles an hour is the pit road speed limit.
Back it down, back it down.
A lot better getting on the pit road that time than what we did the time prior. Not going to repair any damage. 4 fresh tires, full tank of fuel. We'll have 50 laps to go at the line here. We did not lead that lap. So only 9 laps led all day, with only 3 of those laps being under green for Jimmy Johnson. No adjustments to be made. Second pit stop of the race. Second green flag stop of the race. So we're going to be about 10 laps short on fuel, it looks like, to be exact. .3 second stop, 15.9 the first time, so pit stop number 2 was even quicker. Might need those 0.6 of a second, you never know. So that'll put us back to 20th, second to last on the lead lap. Just ahead of Eric Jones by about a second. Now we've got 4 fresh tires versus the rest of the field. We'll try to run this out again. I think if a caution comes out, we're going to have to pit with everybody else if we get another caution here today. We're going to have to put this strategy to rest if we get another caution. It depends though. It depends when the caution comes out. If we're within the pit window to make it on one more stop with another caution, that's when we are going to pit. But .48 to go. Flasher God, welcome to the stream. Yeah, Braden, the next stream will be Sonoma, and it will be coming up about 15 minutes after the end of this stream. We'll qualify for that race. Have session qualifying going on, and that will be a part of the live stream. Something new to NASCAR Heat 5 that every race we're going to have practice, qualifying, whatever, if we do practice or qualify before the race. Open test sessions. Kind of like we did with the Daytona 500. We get around Cole Custer for 19th there. So again, we're playing a different strategy. Now, if we take care of our tires like we did last time, the last run, then we could take fuel only on that last pit stop to try and beat everybody else coming back out of the pits if we do stay green to the end. If not, right sides only. I don't think we could take a 4-tire stop and get back into it. I really don't want to take tires because our car is faster the more laps we have on our tires. Even if we do have less than 20% tire wear left, it would be faster than putting 4 fresh Goodyears on it. We could run them down just that much quicker. Ooh. 10 car almost pulled off the block. That allowed us to get an even closer side draft. Trisha M, welcome to the stream. Yes, I did end up putting Auto Club back in the schedule. I have it towards the end of the regular season, kind of like with Atlanta. A couple of those racetracks that we had twice at the end of the regular season. That's why we're only racing Dover once. I took one of the Dover races out to put Atlanta and Auto Club back in. There was another track I had in there twice that I put another. Oh man, caution is out, ladies and gentlemen. With 45 laps to go, our third caution of the race. And this changes everything. Gonna pit. We're outside the pit window. We can't make it. We're gonna top off on fuel, no tires. Half around a wedge adjustment. Try and help loosen it up for the short run. This is going to be interesting. This is, hopefully this gets us back into the lead. And it does. So fuel only stop to top off will get Jimmy Johnson the lead. This is going to be interesting, ladies and gentlemen. Green flag back in the air at Pocono, just outside the pit window. 42 laps to go. Everybody's roughly 2 laps short. And we have a fuel mileage race on our hands. Good restart there by Johnson. Still tight in the early going of the run. In front of Newman and Hamlin. And now washing up the track. Newman is hung out. Denny Hamlin to the lead. Trying to win yet again at Pocono. And he is driving away with the clean air on the restart. And despite loosening the car up just a little bit, contact with the 24. 3 wide again. Back through the pack. That really stalled out the 24 of Byron's car. Oh, I think the 14-24 made contact off of 3. Chris Buescher is going to give Johnson a push down the Long Pond straightaway. It's going to help Jimmy hold on to 6 with Kurt Busch lurking on the inside. Newman up to 2nd place. Byron going for 5th, or 4th rather, on Clint Boyer. And here comes Truex. What a move. He passed about 4 cars in turn 1. Diamond Jeff, welcome to the stream. Back to the inside of Truex again. The car's just too tight early in the run. And here comes Buescher and Keselowski 3 wide. Buescher lost a lot of ground. Oh, back into the 18 of Kyle Busch. How did he not lose his momentum after that contact? Johnson is fading. 3 wide middle at the line. 40 to go here at Pocono. Oh, Bowman just about stuffed his teammate Elliott in the wall. Everybody's behind us. Now we're going real high. 3 wide again. Holding the line off of the exit of the corner. Elliott with a push. These Hendrick Chevrolets outside of William Byron have not really been consistent today. Suarez hanging on to 13th for the time being. Oh, that was a big side draft by Dillon. He made a little contact with us, in fact. Probably our worst restart yet. That caution came out at a bad time. We didn't quite have enough laps on the tires to hang with those guys like we have earlier on prior restarts. We're getting closer and closer to the back of this lead pack of the cars on the lead lap. Get back by Chase Elliott, back to the bottom underneath Austin Dillon. Here comes the 10 of Almirola. He's going to give Johnson a push. No, he fakes it to the inside. Elliott splits to the outside, 3 wide. Going to let the 10 of Almirola go. Back up the corner. Did not want to go 3 wide into the tunnel turn there. Fresh tires also definitely making a difference. But our car gets better as the run carries on older tires, so that's why we did not pit for the tires there. And we've been saving our tires enough throughout the course of the day. We can go hard, and we should be able to make it to the end on tires. Fuel's going to be a different issue. Elliott gets a big pull off the right rear corner panel. He's able to hold on. Right behind Austin Dillon. And back to the inside again of Chase Elliott. That time he couldn't clear us. He actually got loose. More side drafting. Kind of got a run on Austin Dillon there for a moment. Off the curbing. Oh, contact with Elliott. Got tight. Right into the side of him. And he holds on to 16th. Trying to clear Austin Dillon. More contact. Almost contact behind us between the 9 and the 10 as well. Finally going to clear Austin Dillon for 15th before we get into turn 2. We have fallen about 8.5, almost 9 seconds off the lead. But that time it was Hamlin instead of Newman who had the restart. Not sure if Denny's still leading the field or not. Clean air out in front, definitely nice. Mr. Pathfinder, welcome to the stream. Bowman rather, to the outside of Suarez. Daniel Suarez in 13th, still having a good run himself. We'll have 35 to go this time by. Again, roughly everybody's about 2 to 2.5 laps short on fuel. So this has become a fuel mileage race. It has been pit strategy all day long on top of the good racing we have seen at Pocono today. $15 to go. 35 laps to go. Or sorry, in 15, 35 to go is what I meant to say. Yeah, definitely. I definitely try to talk to the chat there sometimes. Diamond Jeff. Thanks everybody for joining in, by the way. 15 people watching. As we get later and later into this opening race of our double header here today. Pocono Sonoma for these 2 races on the season. Back to the inside again of Suarez. Bowman lurking on the top. Good corner. Oh, Suarez got a little loose off of turn 2. Oh! Got close to the side draft, and we just sucked ourselves right into the side of the 96 of Suarez. Clear, though, off of turn 3. Bowman trying to follow from behind. Suarez connects bumpers. King, welcome to the stream. Yep, racing as Jimmy Johnson. Chase for 8. Christian, welcome to the stream. Yeah, car's definitely tight early in the run. It loosens up. It gets perfect middle of the run, but again, no practice or qualifying entering into this race. We will have qualifying at Sonoma before the start of that one for the next live stream, but we will not practice in that race either. Good run on De Benedetto. Johnson up to the 12th position. Kurt and Kyle Busch 10th and 11th. With Kyle, the better of the two right now. But they've got a lot of cars in front of them, also for position. Looks like Chris Buescher's up there, Keselowski and Logano, I believe. Got 5 cars under a blanket from about 7th through 11th. That was a great corner through turn 2. Look at the interval change quite a bit off of turn 2. Carrying a lot of speed into 3 also. "31 laps left." We are 100 laps into the race. Next time by. We'll have 30 to go. Oh, Kyle Busch with an evasive maneuver to the bottom. And I think he's going to take it 3 wide. He thought about it off of turn 1 on Buescher and Logano, but I think his run stalled out. That might actually allow Kurt Busch to get the run on the outside of him. Oh, Busch got a little tight. Here comes the 11. Kurt trying to get under him, but Kyle throws the block. Big run in the draft, though, down the long pond straightaway for Jimmy Johnson, and here we go. Gonna get past Kurt. Kyle, 3 wide into 1 on Buescher. Logano sending it deep on Keselowski. What a move, and a huge run for Jimmy Johnson. Clear of everyone off of turn number 1. Kyle Busch took it 3 wide to the bottom trying to follow us, and he gets by Buescher. And now side by side with Logano back there for 9th. Kurt Busch going to try to follow his younger brother rather of Kyle to get by Chris Buescher perhaps for 10th. About as easily as we could have gotten through that pack of about 5 or 6 cars. And move Johnson up to 7th. Favorite track is Eldora. Nice. Like to see the dirt racing fans as always. Went to that truck race in Eldora last year. It was pretty fun. One time in the Dirt Derby. Doesn't look like they're going to have that race this year. I don't think they were going to be able to get there for the racetrack. I know Ohio's probably a little, for whatever reason, not wanting the sports to come back right now, even though there's no fans in attendance, because looks like they're scrapping the Eldora race this year in Mid-Ohio for the Xfinity Series 2. Doesn't look like they're going to get that race in either. So, for whatever reason, man, they don't feel like it's safe enough. Even though I know Michigan's worse with the coronavirus, but they're allowing NASCAR to go there without fans. But for whatever reason, I don't know. I just live here. That's not my call. Favorite track is Bristol. It's been my favorite track since I was a little kid, watching races. Now I get to go there in person here in 3 days, so that's pretty cool. The All-Star race. Bold move into turn 2 to the bottom and clear of Truex. Boyer right in front now for 5th. Johnson on the surge to try to get back to the top 5, about 6.5 seconds off the lead still. This 48 car is getting faster and faster. Ooh, Boyer got off of turn 3 just a little bit better. Here comes Jimmy. 27 to go. Oh boy. That was definitely close. Almost got in the wall off of turn 1. Byron back to 4th. Harvick in 3rd. Who's leading between Newman and Hamlin? Hamlin going for yet another win at Pocono. The only time we race here this year. So, this could be big. And it looks like Hamlin's in the lead. I believe Newman's trying to get under him for the lead off of turn number 3. As they are side by side down the Long Pond straightaway with 26 to go for the race lead here at Pocono. Yep, next stream is going to be about 15 minutes after the end of this one. We go to Sonoma. There's a pass. Johnson now the highest running Hendrick Motorsports car after passing Byron for 4th. Harvick only a second ahead in 3rd, and we got that gap back to Newman and Hamlin. Hamlin leads. He is pulled away from Newman slightly. Might have had some help with the lap traffic. We're going to alternate through the cameras one final time in today's race when we get to the start-finish line, this time by, as we try to run down the race leaders. 25 laps to go here at Pocono. You see the damage on the right front. We haven't repaired that. That's from the opening run. We kind of hit the wall off of turn 1 and 3 on the same lap. Been pretty clean sense using the lap car of Brendan Gaughan as a pick into turn 1. Harvick had to go high to miss him. And that'll put Johnson up to 3rd. Well, that damage not slowing us down whatsoever. Newman has fallen almost a second back of Hamlin now as he's going to try to run him down again. Both of these two looking for the first wins of the year to lock themselves up into the playoffs. Johnson trying to go 3 for 3 to start the season. Yeah, that's true. We did have a run-in with Truex on the Sonoma race last stream. And we turned into a ghost car and had a last lap pass for the win with Hamlin. Hamlin took it 3 wide at the top to get around the lap cars there off of turn number 1. And I think Newman might get stuck behind the lap cars. Here comes Jimmy to the inside. Johnson up to 2nd, clearing Newman easily off of 2. Half a second back of Hamlin for the lead. But remember, everybody is short on gas, likely to the end of the race. By a couple laps. Big run off of turn 3. Johnson about stuffed it in the wall, trying to get by Hamlin. Close call there. Big run in the draft again. Lap cars in the picture, side by side. We're going to get by Hamlin, awkward angle into 1. Clearing Nemechek now. Hamlin's got nowhere to go. Dillon and Nemechek are side by side right in front of him. Jimmy Johnson to the lead off of turn 1 at Pocono. Been a long time since Jimmy's gotten a win here. I will tell you if you win Sonoma next time you see you in the stream there, Holden. No problem. Ooh, got a little tight in turn 3. Washing up the hill, but we have really pulled Hamlin all of a sudden, and Newman is catching him for 3rd place. 22 to go, new leader, Jimmy Johnson. And everybody is short on fuel. We're actually burning quite a bit of it. Here's the thing though, everybody took 4 fresh tires under that last pit stop. We did not. We took fuel only. We made a wedge adjustment to try and loosen the car up. Hopefully we don't have to service our tires under the final stop where everybody else might and very well could probably go fuel only. So that is going to play a big factor here in this one. Plus, will we stay green to the end? In the wall off of 3. That was not a love tap either. Remember, a little bit looser than what it was at the end of the runs, and I was kind of worried about that, but I really didn't want to lose more time off the restart because I knew we only had a couple laps under those tires that we were going to be tight. We still were tight, but it came in a little quicker. It's allowed us to get to the lead, and now 3.5 seconds ahead of Hamlin. Two and a half miles is a long way around this racetrack. 20 to go. The outside of Timmy Hill, 5-second lead now off of turn 1 on Hamlin. Just about at least. Good little deep dive move there on Bobby Carter. Billy Kramer, welcome to the stream. I told you guys this race is going to fly by. We are going to get to the end of this one before we hit the 2-hour mark. That is a quick cup race. Again, just 130 laps here at Pocono. The shortened Pocono lengths this season because of the original doubleheader, even though we're not running the doubleheader on this custom season. Heck, we're only running here once total on the season anyway. I think we're going to repair damage though under that last stop. Whenever we have to come down. just in case. So this car's definitely getting looser. Still don't know exactly if we have to take tires or not under the next stop either. That's unfortunate, Holden. Thanks for stopping by. See, the thing is, the left front's wearing out almost as much as the right front and the right rear. In fact, more than the right rear. Go about another 12 laps or so on fuel. I don't know, guys. We might have to pit for tires anyway. That's going to cost us a lot of time. I mean, these guys that can go gas and go only, that's going to save them about 13 seconds versus us on pit road. Good news is we have about a 13-second lead. But what does that say if a caution comes out? Because that will just change everything. Knowing that we don't have a good short-run car with fresh tires on it. I think we need this thing to stay green to the end and just let it play out. Remember, the rest of the field has not had to make a green flag stop at all today, outside of Brian Blaney, who was on the same pit strategy as us at the beginning of the race. And then he fell a lap down, so it didn't work out for him like it did with us. We have been on the lead lap all day long. Just 15 to go. And still about 4.5 laps short on fuel. So we are burning quite a bit on this final run. We have only pitted for tires twice today. And it will be a third time next time by. Or not next time by, but next pit stop. Likely. I mean, to go on the same tires, we're just servicing them twice throughout the course of a whole race. That would be insane. And that would also mean that we have to go 50 laps on these tires to the end of the race. Not impossible. At least we hope not. We've got a big lead. 14 to go. Gabe Delgado, welcome to the stream. Got this win in the bag. As long as we don't get a caution, I think we can pit for tires and still be okay. Unless somebody is saving enough fuel that is on the lead lap that can make it. We got to put that into consideration as well. Can they make it on fuel? Because when we restarted, we were only 2 laps short. We've burnt a lot and we are pulling away, so that would make sense why we're burning even more fuel than maybe what the rest of the field is. So don't forget that this could be a fuel mileage race. Come the checkered flag. We'll have 14 to go this time by. We'll stick with the normal camera for the rest of the race. Trying to get Johnson a 3-for-3 start on the chase for 8 for the final season. Trying to get as many playoff points as we can, even though we kind of saw a glitch that wasn't showing that we had any playoff points despite winning the first 2 races. So hopefully we have playoff points when we go into the playoffs if we can get as many wins as possible. If not, postseason is going to be even tougher. And all this hard work in the regular season doesn't matter now that we got the 1 win. But I guess we'll just have to wait and see when the playoffs start if that will be the case. But we'll broadcast it as if we are racing for playoff points. Because realistically, we would be. Racing for that regular season championship that we came in with a 12-point lead. coming into today for the regular season title. Just 2 races in coming into this one. Just take right sides, it might work. I don't know. See, that's the thing. We're going to take this run as long as we can, just so we know for sure if we have to take tires or not. They're not extremely worn out yet. They will be soon. There are a lot of drivers going a lap down. Only 14 cars on the lead lap. Ooh, that'll help a little bit. Quinn Houff almost came down into us. Off the turn 2. I don't know if he got loose or... He's going to try to throw a late block if we were there. I don't know, something. Blocks, welcome to the stream. Now Chase Elliott in 14th, a little bit of a bounce back performance, still not where Chase Elliott wants to be, but after the Dover race yesterday, finishing in the back half of the 20s, a lot better run. But he's not getting the points he really wants at the start of the season. That is for sure. Does not want to have to win to get in to the Cup Series postseason. Wonder if anybody might try to short pit here too. I don't know. Haven't seen anybody come down to pit road yet. We got about 5 or 6 more laps we can run. 10 laps to go here at Pocono. Brake corner through turn 2. Nailed it perfectly. Bowman will go a lap down. So that's the thing. If a caution comes out, we now only have 11 drivers on the lead lap. Bowman finished runner-up at Dover yesterday in that green-white checker finish. So we had a caution come out with 5 to go yesterday. Last caution in the Daytona 500 was with 35 to go. We just ran our fastest lap of the race with just 9 to go on very old tires. 53.937. And even with loosening the car up just a little bit on the last stop, overall on this run, it's not that bad. Got about a 29.5 second lead. We are really putting a beating on the field, but are they saving enough gas to make it to the end? A lot of gas to save here at Pocono. We really need this thing to stay green to the finish, that is for sure. 8 to go. Just in case, that's why we got to put as many cars a lap down as we can, trying to get underneath the one of Kurt Busch. Apron shoved us up, but right in front of him, we were able to clear him. Keselowski, Kyle Busch up ahead, side by side for 8th. Busch is going to clear Keselowski for the spot, but they're both going to go a lap down. .32-second lead. Didn't lead many laps in this one until this final, well, second to last field run technically, knowing that we have to pit still, but 7 to go. We are putting a good gap on the field. If we have to take 4 tires, I think we'll be okay. You take right sides only too, it will loosen the car up even more. So we've got to look at here. We should be able to make it another lap after this point. Stay out as long as we can. Joey Logano in 7th up ahead. We're going to stay out again. And we're going to pit next time by. 6 to go, so we will pit this time by. I think we're going to take 4 fresh tires just to be safe. Better safe than sorry. A little bit of damage to repair, as long as we aren't over the 5-second damage clock, but I don't think we are. 37.5-second lead. Here we go. Moment of truth. Jimmy Johnson will bring the 48 Camaro down onto pit road.
Back it down, back it down.
4 fresh tires. Just a half can of fuel, plenty enough to make it to the end here for the final 5 laps of this race. And we're going to loosen it up quite a bit more. Another round of wedge taken out of it to help loosen it up. Who do I think is going to win the Kentucky race today? So I have my predictions video out. I got asked that once in the stream already. I don't like to spoil it because I have the predictions video out. So I have my pick to win as well as my fantasy lineup. And guys, I think you should stay away from in your fantasy lineups today, as well as guys you should probably have and look at as dark horse picks. So leave it up to that. So slowest pit stop of the race here. We got a 19.6 second stop. And there goes Logano off of pit road. Oh, okay, that's right. He was a lap down. I was going to say, I forgot about that. We did have some guys pitting last time by. And nobody else was able to stay out. So it looks like Jimmy Johnson has the lead cycling out of the pits. Now just hoping we stay green to the finish. And these guys look like they pitted for tires too. So remember, if we do get a caution, they are faster on the shorter run. Yeah, they definitely pit for tires. Harvick cycles into second place, gaining 2 spots on pit road, passing both Newman and Hamlin. Hamlin falls from 2nd to 4th, and Newman stays still in 3rd. Just 4 laps to go as we're back up to speed at Pocono after the final pit stop of the race. 16 people watching here at the very end. Thanks for everybody tuning in. Yep, I did repair. So that was probably the seconds lost on pit road there. As you see, they gained about 3 seconds, 3.5 seconds. So I think we had 4 seconds of damage. Why not? We had a big enough lead. And they're definitely gaining because, again, they're faster on the shorter run. We have a big gap. And Newman has gotten his way quickly back up to 2nd. Harvick now back to 4th, and Hamlin in 3rd. 3 to go. Trying to get to the white flag as quick as possible. Not many cars on the lead lap either. Kyle Busch is the first driver 1 lap down. Trying to get back on the lead lap in case we have a late race yellow. Otherwise, he would have to take the free pass and he'll restart at the rear of the field. Two to go this time by. Another 5 miles total, but 2.5 to get back to the white flag. We had a green-white checker yesterday. If a caution comes out today, though, we will go to overtime for the first time this season. We had an overtime finish on the truck race at Martinsville yesterday, too. Last caution that we had came out with 45 laps to go. We've had a 42-lap green flag run if we can make it to the end without another yellow. Almost there. Just one more corner to go. Hamlin back up to second. A three-car battle back there. And now Byron's starting to close in as well. Maybe he's got a shot to get a couple more points and improve his finish by the end of this one. And Johnson is going to get there. White flag in the air. 1 lap to go at Pocono. Jimmy Johnson is going to go 3 for 3 to start the season, rolling into Sonoma here in a little bit. The pit strategy game for the most part today worked out. Great call by the 48 team. Just one more corner to get through. Off of turn 3 for the final time. Only 3 cautions total today, by far the fewest in the first 3 races of the season. Off of turn 3 to the start-finish line, the Long Pond straightaway. Jimmy Johnson wins at Pocono. A great strategy, kind of a race here today by the 48 team. And we made the call to get the win. On a 42-lap green flag run that ended this race. Nobody was able to make it on fuel to the end without having to make that last pit stop under green. I don't know how he never burnt the engine out. Oh! right as I, oh man, that didn't want to do that. That was a heck of a burnout. Best of the 3 burnouts so far this season. There we go. 19 people watching at the very finish of this one. Again, thanks for everybody tuning in here for this one. We got another race coming up here in a little bit at Sonoma. We got a doubleheader back to back. This race took less than 2 hours, ladies and gentlemen. We flew through this one. Hour and 56 minutes total time here. Oh, looked like Denny Hamlin actually went for a spin earlier, but he still came back to finish second on that last lap battle in the 4-car battle that he had there. 8 cars finished on the lead lap here today. Johnson getting the win. Hamlin second. Newman in third. Kevin Harvick fourth. William Byron rounds out the top 5. Truex in 6th. Logano 7th. Then you have Boyer 8th. Kyle Busch in 9th, and Kurt Busch follows out and rounds out the top 10. Suarez didn't quite have the finish. He was running like earlier in the race, and we had 3 DNFs. Bubba Wallace, Ross Chastain, and David Reagan all DNF'd in this one, so 3 total right there. And there's the points lead adding on to it. Newman moves up to second in the point standings after a stellar start to the year. He started on the pole. He might have very well led the most laps today, too. We did not lead a lot of laps until that final run. And I think we led like the last 22 laps of the race there from when we had taken the lead. So a 29-point lead in the standings, still not huge, but it's a little bit more comfortable after 3 races in for the regular season title. So 3 for 3 to start off this season. Newman followed by Eric Jones. Logano's still up there. Harvick. Bobby Carter's still clinging on to 13th back there. And Ryan Preece holding the last spot in on points currently for your 16 playoff drivers. 3 races in. Probably one of the coolest trophies in NASCAR here at Pocono, that Eagle, Flying Eagle trophy. in the Pocono Organics 325. There's Jimmy Johnson in victory lane. Another win to start the season. Hamlin had the fastest lap, 53.319. Newman did lead the most laps, leading almost half the race, 58 of the 130 laps led. On the move, started at the rear. Won the race, of course, for Jimmy Johnson. And Ty Dillon started 6th. Good qualifying effort, but not a good finish. He had the toughest break, finishing 33rd. That is going to do it for this one. For more daily NASCAR content, subscribe. Sonoma coming up here in about 15 minutes or so. We'll start that live stream off with the qualifying. So hope to see you guys then. And that will lead us up to the Kentucky race this afternoon. So that'll be a lot of fun. And hit the like button if you enjoyed the race, the commentary, the video in general. We'll be back for more realistic race action very soon. So enjoy your next 15 minutes of peace, and I'll be back.